Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. Remember I said we had a 350 coming in that was different than any 350 you have likely seen. This is a 350P. So it was built and sold in the Canadian market. Unfortunately, the UT tag is gone. That really sucks. That would have been a neat one to have. But there's the reason. And I say it's not like one you've probably ever seen. It's not like one I've ever seen. In fact, when I do a search online, I can't find hardly any 350Ps. I found three. One of them is my own. But there's no handle extension. And the one IPL I have for a 350P, it does show a unique Terry part number, an A122 something, a 6-digit part number. But the drawing doesn't show it any different. So the IPL is of exactly zero help. So let's take a look at this. I'm naturally skeptical. When you see something like this that you've never seen on another saw. But let me tell you what. If this was built in Billy Bob's garage, Billy Bob knows what he's doing. Standard attachment points are used. So a regular 350, 360, you got your two screws down there. Those are the correct screws. And normally, it's going to rotate down and install down here. Now those are also the correct screws. This one has this nice handle extension that would make this a 3/4 wrap or 7/8 or whatever you want to call it. Long and the short of it, you could fall with this easily. Note that this piece of the bracket has black paint on it. A low sheen black paint. That's very common to see that on Canadian handlebars. See the fit? Before I finish turning it, everything is dead in line. I mean, and that lines up perfectly with the other piece of the handlebar down there. More remnants of black paint, again, indicative of the Canadian or the Terry built saws. Many Terry built Homelites used a non-hex head screw on top, so that fits. I don't know. I'm thinking this is the real deal. Reasons why maybe it's not. The rubber cut up here isn't quite as smooth as I would expect, maybe. And it hangs a little lower there than I might expect. But it appears to be formed properly. And this is thick rubber. But you notice it doesn't have any nylon cord in there. That's just pure rubber. If this was a chunk of heater hose, you'd see that reinforcement strap in there. Yeah. So, for lack of any better information, I am going to assume that that is a factory built handlebar. And if it's not, whoever built it, has a career in making aftermarket handlebars where a full wrap was never offered. That's all I've got to say. So I got next zilch for history on the saw. It came from eBay. It came from a seller who has sold a lot of Homelite stuff out of Canada. Beyond that, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know what to say. I think it's the real deal, which makes it pretty cool. So other things about the 350p that are unique from the rest of the United States saws. This muffler. You can see that this cap is completely different than than a 350 or 360 sold here in the States. Why they needed to? Couldn't tell you, but they did. You notice there's an extra plate back here for the bar. These, for some reason, used an oil channeler. You see this? There's the normal oil outlet there. And here's this machined slot that brings it all the way. It lines up with the slot in the bar plate here. And I think it was to use the wider bars without having any worry of oil trouble. This is an OEM part. I've had these in stock before. In fact, I might have one or two in stock right now. This should be an adjustable automatic oiler. I don't have... This one is missing its lever, but the pin is sticking out. And according to the IPL, this should be an adjustable one. One thing that's really different, these AV mount pins. How big that is. That's easily a 1/16 of an inch bigger in diameter than the saws, or the ones on the saws sold in the US. Each one is exactly the same, machined like OEM. And what do you know, in the IPL they have a unique part number. HDC 26 carburetor, which is unique to these models. What's different about it? I couldn't even begin to tell you. I think it's the jet size. This one seems to... in the circuit plate there was an extra hole drilled, and I think that was a means of preventing you from leaning it out too bad. Doesn't have a governor, but that extra hole in the circuit plate, it's, yeah, I believe that's what it's all about. The ignition system's the same. Got the two-piece. I've already replaced the throttle handle cover. That was all tore up and blown out. Replaced the impulse line intake boot. That was so nasty, my goodness. You know, I like to hear a saw run. Every once in a while, on these things, you end up making a mistake, and the intake boot was so bloody gooey, when I squirted a little fuel from the dropper down in there, it actually sucked some of that nasty goo rubber and coated the top of the piston there, so I had to clean all that crap up. That was disgusting. But yeah, I am really certain at this point that this is a factory built handlebar. Prove me wrong or prove me right. Either way, I really don't care. If anybody has one of these saws out there, let's get a dialogue going, because that'd be pretty cool. I'd like to know a little bit more about this. And who knows, maybe there's more IPLs than what I have for the 350p. The records for Terry IPLs are just terrible. There's nothing there. You don't have a way of knowing until you see something and go, oh, okay, I don't have that. So let me get some stuff put together and we'll fire this up for a test run. Alright, let's hear this bad boy run. this oil pump has primed itself yet. So I'll pay a little more attention to that. But she sounds pretty good.